Hello, and welcome back to the Acceleration Netcast. In today's episode, we are not so much solving a problem as we are optimizing a solution. So we've got this workbook right here that has a bunch of different sheets in it. Each sheet basically has transactional information for a different register in my lemonade stand. And what we want to do is we want to take each one of those sheets and we just want the total number of items sold for each register, and then we're just going to combine all those into a table that looks like this. So this is the final table that we want. And this is a solution that works despite this error that we'll get to in a few minutes. But the problem is that it uses this function to get from here to here. So to create this new prepared table ready to be merged, it uses this function that we've defined. The function that we've defined right here. The problem is that if we hand this off to somebody that isn't us, they don't really know how this works, and they can't step through and understand what's going on in this function. It's sort of this black box. Pay no attention to why the function works, just know that it works. Well, that's okay, but it would be a whole lot better if we were to design this in such a way that people could better understand how the function works. So that's what we're going to do today. So to start off with, we're going to go ahead and delete these additional steps, and we're going to head back over to the advanced editor. And so here's our function right now, right? So this is what we apply to get that new table. And if you know a lot about functions, and more specifically, if you know enough about these let-in constructs, what you know is that this let-in is just a way of defining a record, right? So this right here, let me just copy and paste it so we have something to refer to. Control-C, or Control-V, is the same exact thing as this, right here. So these two are equivalent. They're both essentially defining a record with these named values in the record, and then when we're all done, once we've defined the record, we call one of those values, the call return value. So if I hit done, we get exactly the same thing because they are equivalent. What's interesting though is if I head back here to the editor, right now I'm returning a single value from this record that the function is producing. However, if I delete this right here, now the function doesn't return just the call return value, it returns the entire record, which is a nice way of saying it returns all of the steps of the function. So now when I hit done, I get this record right here, and if I expand it, I'm going to go ahead and use original columns as prefix. Well, I get the same answer that I got before. So here's the final step that we had before, but now I've also got, in addition to the finished part, I've also got each step along the conversion. So now when I hand this off to somebody who isn't as familiar with this query, they can have a much better understanding of all of the steps that are involved in the function itself. In addition, if there is an error, it's a lot easier to track and figure out where that error occurred. So right now you could very easily spot that here there's an error. Let's see, what is this? Cannot convert the value 99 to is this right to type number. Oh, I bet if I go in here, somewhere somebody has been kind enough to, somebody went in and modified the workbook to change this number to a text string. So I have to go back and fix that. But more importantly, I can get the same exact result as I had before. Boop. This is the same result I had before, but if something is wrong or I hand this off to somebody and they want to understand how it works, they can come in here to the prep step, the expanded prep step, and see each step of the function expressed as an individual table. So they can go step by step by step. All right, well, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next video.